Google Analytics has got a very well recommended event system that you can use to create your own funnels. Okay. And in this chapter, we will try to figure that out. So let's get started. Alright guys, so back to the screen, and you would have noticed that all these things like user journey or search products and purchase products are so well entangled with each other, right? The user journey is nothing but your funnel. And the user journey has got so many paths and so many components to it. It has got products, it has got, people are searching for it and taking that path, so it becomes search products, and then they go ahead and purchase it. That's our goal. So all these are interconnected, okay? And if we recap what we have been talking about till now, let's talk about a few user journeys. Okay. Now on the y-axis, we have got all these products P1, P2, P3, and so on. On the x-axis, we have got the path that a user is taking. Okay. So users may start viewing the product P1 or P2 or P3 and so on, right? So let's consider two users. One is Rita and other is Bob. So the green one is represented by Rita. Okay. And when Rita started the journey on the website, she viewed the product P2 once and the product P4 twice, okay, and then P7 once, and then she added P2 and P4 once to the cart, okay, and then finally she removed add product P2, and then she continued with product P4, checked out and purchased. On the other hand, if you see Bob, he started with P3, viewed it 3 times, and also P4 once, and P6 also once. And then from P3, the user added this product twice to the cart and then checked it out and purchased it, right? So this is how a user journey looks like. And this is how you should be able to see this in an aggregated format inside your Google Analytics account, right? To make sense of what's going on, which product is getting viewed, which is not getting viewed, what is getting added to cart, and so on. This is exactly what it is, okay? Now, if I go to the next scenario, you would also want to understand some more information about which product is being viewed, right? We discussed this. The price of the product, maybe. Some other details, maybe related to the red colored shirt or a blue colored shirt, right? It's called the variant in Google Analytics account, okay? And so on. All this information you can pass in along with the event that is being created by viewing a product, okay? Similarly, you can pass in more information, like in the purchase stage of the product, you can pass in the information of, let's say, what transaction ID was there. What was the total transaction amount? Because one product has got one price, but if you are checking out multiple products, there would be an entire transaction amount, right? What kind of mode of payment was? What was the quantity, right? You will have the quantity in the checkout phase itself. So there are so many information, and then there will be custom information. Let's say you are into a furniture business and you want to sell furnitures, and furnitures have got their own dimensions. They've got their own shipping standards. You would want to capture it over there as well, okay? Now in the next phase, let's add in this as well. Okay, we were talking about viewing a product, but before that itself, users would actually see a list of products from where they will pick it up. Now let's say you want to buy a hoodie. You would search for hoodies on the website, and then a list of products will drop in, right? From there, you would see the impression of all those. Let's say on the list of products, P1, P2, P3, P4, and P7 all were hoodies, and they did show up in the search list. So that becomes your list, from where you actually go ahead and start buying 1 or 2 of them, click on them and do whatever has to be done. So therefore, the journey starts with that listing of items, and this becomes our entire funnel. Now, this is just for 2 users, but if there are a million users, you can simply go ahead and do it. And if there are a million of such lists, you can simply go ahead and sum it up and you will have your data. Okay. So we are talking about 2 levels of data over here. The first level is which event did get fired, the first one, the second one, the third one, or so on. Okay. And inside that event, there's another level of data that we said we'll pass in using the parameters. Okay. So that's how you use parameters. And now you will see that across multiple pages, you had to calculate all those events and save it, and it would look all sorts of mess. But with this simple approach of modeling the data, you can get a myriad of information, but without doing all that you had to do before, right? So think on those lines. And when you are modeling data for Google Analytics, think in terms of events, event parameters, in fact, user properties as well. Okay. If you are trying to capture information about users who more or less always buy hoodies on the website, right? You can always pass in the information when they're seeing the hoodies, okay? That this user sees the hoodies. So let me add them to hoodie lovers list. Okay. Even that you can do. Now, how do you do this inside Google Analytics? Now, as you had already seen in few of these chapters, Google Analytics has got these recommended events. Okay. And in this case, they have got a set of recommendations. This is what we were keeping it for this long so that we can discuss it now. Because now that I have explained this and now this concept will be clear to you. So for view items list, okay, they have got this event that's called view item list. Okay, this is the first event. So whenever a user sees a list of items, it is recommended that you send this information, and along with this, you can send the data like price, product, and all these things. Okay. Here, obviously, there will be a list of products, list of prices of each of those products. Okay. What kind of different varieties in that product comes in, red shirt, blue shirt, t-shirt, and so on. And so on, everything. What kind of category it belongs to, men's, women's, there could be so many things. So that's what you pass in information over here. And after this, when the user views a product, okay, we call it view item in Google Analytics. This lingo is important because this works well with Google Analytics. They recommend this, and they have also got mechanisms to display this to you. In between view item list and view item, there is a click that happens, right? The selection of the product. So if you want to write an event for that and pass in the information of which product got clicked and the attributes of that product, you can do something like a select underscore item over here. Okay. And after view item, the next recommended event is add to cart. And when you're firing these events, you have to remember that you have to follow this exact nomenclature. Okay. It should be add underscore to underscore cart. And then you will get begin checkout. Okay. So you have to fire this event and then pass in the information that you want to send for the checkout. And after that, it will be add payment info. When a user adds the payment info. And then the final step would be purchase. We have seen this event so many times. Along with purchase, you can share the amount of money you earned. Okay. The transaction IDs and so on. And all this has its own format. But since we are discussing at a strategic level over here right now, how to implement Google Analytics, this is how you can do it. Okay. For any website that's dealing with e-commerce, but also any website that is not dealing with e-commerce, you can use this kind of funnel. I will talk about that in a bit. Okay. But now I hope that you get an idea. If you're working with developers, okay, or let's say you are also trying to figure out how to work with this system, Google Analytics. So this is what you have to keep in mind. You have to tell your developers that I need to do entire modeling in these phases. Okay. And this is my customer journey of e-commerce, let's say for now, for simplicity's sake. These are the pages which are going to fire the view item list. These are the pages where the view item would be fired. Okay. And then these are the pages from where if some button is clicked or something is viewed, you would want to have an add to cart. Okay. And then here is where I want to say that my checkout has begun. And here is where a user fills in the details of the credit card. And this is my payment info. And then here is where I consider the goal has been met. The purchase has happened, right? This is what you can tell your developers and they will code it like that. Okay. But then your idea should be clear as to what you are trying to do on your website and how you have to marry that to the Google Analytics framework. And this is how you do it. And this is where I was deriving towards when I was talking about data model. So far, so good. This is good for e-commerce website. But what if I have to do it for a very different kind of website? Okay. Which doesn't even look like e-commerce website. It could be any other kind of a place like blogging websites and, SaaS product website and so on. How do you deal with that? So let's take that up in the next chapter. Thank you.